Well, I mean, obviously you've been such a successful serial entrepreneur. What are you most proud of?
Oh, that's a that's a very, very interesting question. It's something I've thought of a lot. I'm very proud that I, first and foremost, have given so many people an opportunity to find what they can achieve for themselves. I mean, I've always felt that if you can create the right dance floor, people will dance. If you can create the right, platform for someone to perform, they'll get them up and perform. And it's really about providing an environment where people feel that they can find what's inside themselves. And the sports analogy comes back, right?
Right.
It's the coach on a rugby team is about helping all of those players find what's in themselves to perform. And I think it's the same. I found that the same. I love seeing people grow and develop. I've seen some amazing people, just achieve such great things and go on beyond working with me to great things elsewhere. And I feel very proud that those people got a start, in a company that I may have been managing, and that they were able to be part of something for a while until they were able to move to something bigger and better. The other thing I think I'm very, very proud of is I've always balanced work and life and being a husband and a parent. And I think it's a very hard thing to do in today's world. There are so many competing pressures and so on. And
Right.
to be able to put in the effort that's required to build a business, but also to make sure that you're at your son's football game, or you're at your daughter's field hockey game, or you're at the parent-teacher night, or you're wherever you are, or you're on a vacation, then I think these things are really critical. And I'm very proud of the fact that, I never put business before and work before all the other things that were important to me in my life, and being able to achieve that work-life balance very, very well, whilst also being, incredibly successful.
Yeah, that's amazing, being able to juggle everything. So not only are you a serial entrepreneur, businessman, mentor, you're also a family man.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Well, I actually saw a post on LinkedIn that you recently shared. Is your son a police officer?
Yes, it's a really interesting story. My son followed in my footsteps and was a phys ed teacher in New Jersey for 16 years. But he was also a triathlete, and he went out to Arizona to compete in the Arizona Ironman and fell in love with Arizona and thought it would be a great place to train for his triathlons, and decided that he would leave teaching, and he moved to Gilbert, which is a suburb of Phoenix, and decided to go into the police academy at the age of 42 years. And so he's only recently become a police officer in the last 2 years, and he's spent his life being a community-minded individual. He was a paramedic, he was an EMT, he was a fire chief in a town back east in a volunteer fire department, and now he's a police officer. So I think he's seen all three aspects of community service, and and he picked a really interesting time to become a police officer, right at that time when the political environment turned to questioning the role of policemen, police officers, and our police force, and so it's been interesting. He's told me quite a lot of things about what's going on at the moment, and of course, being in Arizona, the biggest issue for them is the massive amount of illegal fentanyl that's crossing the border and coming into Arizona. And just as an interesting aside, he is probably called to 3 or 4 fentanyl overdoses a week, which is, amazing when you think about it. So, we often think about our police officers as, traffic stoppers, stopping you for a traffic offense, or looking up for a robbery or a burglary or something, but actually they're dealing with a lot of other issues, including the effects of illegal drugs and so on.
Right. Well, prayers to him, and I hope he stays safe.
Thank you. Yes, no, he's thoroughly enjoying it, and he's got a lot of compassion. I think he'll be a very good police officer and someone with a lot of empathy and humanity. So,